Hello. Welcome to What Rings True on YouTube, and also I will post it on Facebook in a little while. My name is Teresa Micheletti, and I'm going to use this portal to talk about spiritual things. So the whole idea is take what rings true, and if it doesn't ring true to you, let it go. You don't have to believe what I say. I've studied philosophy, spiritual philosophy for years, and I'm going to share some of the thoughts and ideas that I've collected. I studied with Sylvia Brown and her spirit guides who would come into trance and give us information. Her spirit guides would talk about heaven and all sorts of spiritual things. And also, I've learned from angels. The last year, I've been working with Ann Tucker, who's an angel channel, and her angels give me personal, private sessions to work with me and my energy. And I've learned a bunch. So, welcome. Today, I'm going to talk about being yourself, your real self, not the self with all the overcoats on that we tend to put on in life. When we come into life, we're fine when we're little, and then we start putting on our protections. Something happens to you, and you don't want that to ever happen again, so you put on this overcoat of protection. Then something else happens to you, a bully or a mean person or a mean boss, and you protect yourself from that situation. And you keep putting on these overcoats and overcoats and overcoats. And after a while, you're not you anymore. You are just a facsimile of who you could be. So it's time to start taking off the overcoats. First, you need to take care of yourself. You know, the airplane people who say, put on your mask first and then help others around you. So if there's something going on, you need to take care of yourself. Always take care of yourself first, or you don't have the energy to help other people. So put yourself on your calendar first. Set aside time to take a walk in the woods. Set aside time to do some exercise. Set aside time to take a bath without any interruptions. Turn off your cell phone. You are worthy. Show it to yourself. Treat yourself how you want to be treated. Often we take care of other people and we don't take care of ourselves. So make yourself a priority right now. You are worthy and you are worth taking care of. So don't be defensive. Don't be a doormat. Just take some time to reflect and think about what you want in your life, what you want to be. So, do you want to write a book? Do you want to change jobs? Do you want to change relationships? It's so easy to be comfortable, even in horrid situations. So, say your relationship is not so hot, but it's comfortable because the other person is bringing in an income and you don't know what would happen if you left. Well, if you left, you'd be on a new path and probably an easier path. So plan ahead and decide what you want to do. Take some time today to just reflect and sit and think about yourself. What's the real you? What do you want to do? What would bring you joy? What's your passion? Okay. So if you've decided those things, then you need to deal with the overcoats that you put on. You know, we start claiming the wounded child and we don't even realize it. Some teacher or some parent or some relative said, you're not smart enough to go to college. And so you take that as your truth. Well, you need to stop and think about that. I remember meeting somebody in Australia. We were sitting at a conference at a table during the break, and she was explaining she didn't drive because her husband explained to her that she's not smart enough to drive. And all I could think of is, who who made you accept that belief? Why do you accept what people say? I have a friend who has PTSD or PTS, whatever you're going to call it. And somebody told her that she's never going to recover from it. So she's claimed that as her truth. We need to start thinking about what's happening in our lives and say, is this my truth or is it not my truth? If it's not your truth, then let it drop away. I remember when I fell down, I was skating and I was on a new rink, no sidebars. I stepped on the rink and one of my students called my name. I turned around and I didn't have enough balance and I fell and I crushed my wrist, like, crushed. So I didn't want to have surgery. So I just sat still for 5 weeks. And the doctor said I was going to have arthritis. And I said, no, I'm not going to have arthritis. Don't accept people's beliefs as your own. Find your own truth. I don't have to have arthritis, and that was years ago. I don't have arthritis in my wrist. Choose what you believe is your truth. So when someone tells you something, decide, is that your truth or is it not? In previous videos, I've explained that my mentor, Rahim, a spirit guide of Sylvia's, would say, just think of ejecting an audio from your forehead and just touch your forehead and think, okay, not my truth. Or he had said, wear a rubber band around your wrist, but it could be an elastic bracelet and snap it and say, not my truth to yourself. You don't have to say it out loud. Or just say, that's not my truth, whatever it is that you're thinking about. So as you go through the day today, when people say things to you, think, is that my truth or is that not my truth? And start claiming your own truth. Stand in your own truth. Okay, let's go back to the overcoats. We put on all these overcoats to protect ourselves, not literal ones, obviously. So if you have these things that are keeping you back from being your true self, and you can't get rid of them on your own, then you can talk to your spirit guide. You have your own spirit guide. You have your own angel. Talk to your angel and your spirit guide. You don't have to know their names. You don't have to see them. You just can talk to them, just like a regular person, like a friend. So you talk to your spirit guide and you talk to your angel and say, okay, I know I'm still dealing with that idea that I can't get better from whatever, or I can't change whatever, or I'm still working on, I'm not smart enough, whatever it is that you're working on. And think, okay, what can I do? I believe I can, if you are taking the truth that somebody else gave you, the belief that someone else gave you, that you're not smart enough to go to college. If you don't really believe that, then take a class at the local middle school, not the middle school. What do you call those? Not junior colleges. They call them, whatever they call them now. Anyway, you can take a class at a local college and see how it goes. Or take a class at the local art studio, or take a class at the local church that's offering philosophy classes. You don't have to believe what other people say about you. You're the only one in control of you. So take the reins and take care of you. So you had some yucky boyfriend or you had some yucky boss. Well, decide, are you going to stay in that situation or are you going to leave and see what comes to you? And before you actually leave, sit down and think about what you want. Okay, you have a yucky boyfriend. All right. Then sit down and write down what you want in a boyfriend. You have a yucky job. Okay, sit down and write. What do you want in a job? Do you want it to be near your house? Do you want to only travel half an hour to get to your job? Do you want it to be a people job? Or do you want to be working by yourself? Do you want something where you interact with lots of people, or do you want only to interact with a small group? Sit down and think about what you really want in your life, and then work towards that. The shiny, wonderful, unique you. If you're not comfortable in your skin right now, then what can you do to be more comfortable? If you feel like you're in a whirlwind and you can't get out of it, like you feel that your family doesn't like you, your children don't like you, nobody likes you, what can you do about that? Well, like yourself, for number one, you're pretty good company. So enjoy yourself. Not everyone else has to like you. I remember Eleanor Roosevelt said something to the effect that she's not responsible for other people's opinions of her. That's not her business. So if other people believe you are whatever, that's okay. Let them believe that. You have to decide what you believe about yourself and stop taking other people's ideas or their beliefs or opinions as the truth. They are not you. They are not you. Be the best person you can be. You are unique. No one else is like you. So you had an awful experience and it keeps repeating in your life. You know that saying that they keep marrying the same person. Well, if you're that person that keeps repeating the same lesson over and over again, then you need to stop and think, what do you need to change in your life? What do you need to let go of in order not to have that experience again? If you can't figure it out by yourself or with the help of your spirit guide and your angel, who you can talk to every day, multiple times a day, and talk to God, if you believe in God, that's what I believe. You can talk to them and see what you can do about changing your life. If you're in a whirlwind and you feel like you can't get out of it, and you keep thinking over and over again, everybody hates me, I don't have any friends, then what can you do to get out of that? Go make your own friend. Go make your own family. Doesn't have to be a blood relative. I remember my Auntie Jo was not a blood relative. She was a friend of the family, but she was my Auntie Jo. So claim your own family if you don't have one that you like. Where is it written that you have to stay with your family? There's no thing written down that says that. Create your own family. Create your own circle of friends. So, number one, take care of yourself. Number two, reflect on what you really, really want in your life. Are there things that you want to do, passions and loves that you have that you would like to pursue? Okay, then sit down and think about how can you do that. Pick one of the things that you love or one of the things that you have a passion for. Talk to your spirit guide, talk to your angel, and tell them this is what you want. And once you decide, they can help you move towards that path of getting what you want. If you're in a whirlwind and you can't get out of it, you keep looping back to, oh, I'm so unhappy, nobody loves me, and you can't get out of that frame of mind, then get some help getting out of that frame of mind. Go to a therapist, go to an energy healer, go to a hypnotist. Focus on one issue that you want to deal with at a time and see if you can take off that overcoat If something keeps repeating over and over again, that's a wound that needs to be healed. So if you can't do it on your own, then go to someone to get some help and have it drop away from you so that you can follow your passion. You can follow your love. You can climb Mount Everest. You can adopt the child you want to adopt. You can change your relationship. So stop getting bogged down by the hurts and the wounds. Take off those overcoats and find the real you. You'll be so much happier. Tell the universe what you want. But when you tell the universe what you want, you need to actually let that thought go. If you spend every 5 minutes going, I really want that new house with the tall roof and the white picket fence. And 5 minutes later, I really want that house. And you repeat that over and over again. You never let the thought go out to the universe. They can't help you because you're holding on. You're holding on to that idea. Think of what you want and then let it go. Give the universe time to accept it, to find it. And then maybe once a day you could think about it instead of every 5 minutes. So don't get bogged down in the hurts and the wounds. Don't hold your requests of the universe. Take a breath, reflect on what you want, focus on the positive you, the best you. Decide what you want, and the universe will align with you. So, I hope you found something to think about today in what I said. And I'm so glad that you joined me. I'm happy that you are on this journey with me of life. So, next week, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to be talking again on YouTube. And I will also put it on Facebook. And if I can figure out Instagram and Twitter, they'll be on there too. Okay. Bye. Thanks for joining me.